Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, August 13th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's gonna open in about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. Looks good. All right, looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Link is sent out. All right, there we go. All right. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 8-hour time frame. Going down to the 4-hour. Going down to the 2-hour. Going down to the 1-hour. Going down to the 30-minute. Going down to the 15. Down to the 10. Down to the 1-minute. And it looks like we are good to go. So we got a lot of liquidity on both sides. We actually have a lot on the sell side over here that's closer to current price. Looking at liquidity right here, guys, we have the closest level of liquidity above at 39,610, and we have the closest level below at 39,517. So we got these two levels right here, closest to current price. We had news this morning at 5:30, I believe. We had news at 3 o'clock, which was low impact, and then 5:30. We had quite a bit of news. So we had news over here at 3 o'clock, which was, I mean, it was low impact, but there was a lot of movement there, it looks like. So I will mark this up right here. Of course, we had PPI high impact news over here. We had more news over here at 5:55, which is low impact. And we have one other news event right here at 6 o'clock. So all the news events are pretty much done with. All right, perfect. So with that said, we have pretty much everything marked up here. Closest level above is at 39,610, and the closest level below is at 39,517. High impact news is going to be right here. As you guys can see, there's some volatility here that happened here pre-market. Now the market's kind of stabilized a little bit. It's moving a little slower. So there's no overall trend right now. I'll see how the market's moving. If the market's not moving very much, then we'll stick to our pivots 1 and 2 like we did yesterday. Otherwise, we'll look for the overall trend if possible. So there's no other news events for today. No breaking news from CNBC. Looks pretty much flat overall. And I think that's about it for right now. Let's go ahead and kick off this trading day as market opens up in the next 2 minutes. So it looks like we might have a bullish trend here. Price is attempting to climb up. We have price currently above the pivots. The trend meter is currently blue right now. It's switching from red to blue. And the divergence down below is attempting to shift over as well. We got market opening up in about 2 minutes. So we'll see what happens here when market opens. But as of now, we don't really have much of a directional bias. So price pushes up. The initial target price point is going to be the sessions right here, this purple line. And then again, we have all the liquidity sitting up here as well. All right, guys, we got market opening up in about 40 seconds. We got price climbing to the upside. We might hit this initial liquidity right here, pre-market. Liquidity right there just got hit. Looking over here at the level 2. It's pretty balanced right now, but there's more buy orders coming in. So buy orders are stacking. Looks like this will push up. And there we go, as it pushes up higher. So we got market opening up in about 10 seconds. We got 5 seconds till market open. 3, 2, 1. Market is now open. There's opening price. So that first level of liquidity right there just got hit, full TP right there. Take that off. Again, the target price point is going to be the sessions right here if price pushes up any higher. It's not there yet. I'm gonna let the market kind of breathe a little bit before I start looking for some entries here. There's no market flow entries here at the moment. Price is currently sitting at opening price. Trend right now is currently bullish. As you can see, price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. Divergence here is swinging to the upside. So we do have a bullish bias right now with regard to the trend. Looking over here at the level 2, there's a lot of sell orders starting to stack up. So this might come down a little bit. We do have a lot of buy orders sitting down here as well. So what might happen here is a retracement, bounce off the pivot, swing right back up. No market flow here yet. Just keep looking. All right, so we'll keep looking here. There goes, price swings back down. No market flow entry there, of course. If price comes down any lower, first target price point is going to be the liquidity right here. Next target price point is going to be the sessions down here. So again, I'm just going to sit tight and wait. Might get a swing back up right here. We might get a V1 variation pattern. We have a double body rejection right here of this higher low. It's going to be a reversal pattern back to the upside for correction and continuation higher up. So I'm just watching to see how price action moves through here. Currently have a bullish momentum. Again, price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Divergence here is shifting right back up from where it was earlier. There we go, it hit the first target. So as I mentioned earlier, the first target is going to be the sessions right here. That's where price came in touched. This is an area of manipulation, so you definitely don't want to trade around this area where this purple line's at. You want to wait for price to confirm whether it's going to bounce off it and come back down for retracement, or you want to see if price breaks above it, retest, and continues up higher for continuation to the upside. So we got liquidity right here, just got hit. You guys took that right there, solid. Yeah, Sadie said, remember Trap Tuesday and CPI manipulation tomorrow. Yeah. And of course, PPI today as well. So just be careful, guys. You know, it's Trap Tuesday. Expect a lot of manipulation to happen, especially around these areas right here where the sessions are at. I'm just waiting for some sort of confirmation. Once we get a better confirmation, then I'll start looking for some entries. But as of now, I'm just going to sit tight. Not going to trade at any of these red flags. So I'm not trading at the sessions, not trading at opening price. I'm kind of just waiting a little bit for this here to smoothen out a bit. So we got price above the sessions right here. It's currently sitting at the liquidity. We'll see if it break and retest the sessions here and comes back up higher for continuation. That's one scenario. However, there can be more. So Jonathan said he took liquidity. He's done, out for the day. Perfect, Jonathan. We'll see you back here tomorrow. So guys, if that's what you guys want to do and you guys just want to take one entry, I mean, that's perfectly fine, right? Jonathan has his game plan in place. He takes liquidity. Once he makes his profit, he's done for the day. Took his liquidity right there, wrapped it up. Now he's done. It's just up to your game plan, guys. Whatever your game plan is, whatever your trading plan is, follow it, right? All right, we got price back at open right here. Again, I'm looking for some direction. Once I get some direction here and I get price that's away from these red flags, I'll start looking for some entries. There's a possible market flow here that could be setting up. Take that back, never mind. Candle close, no entry. So we got price back over here at the liquidity. I'm gonna clean this up. All right, so pretty much all the liquidity that I marked up for today got all hit for full TPs. We had 3 liquidities up here, about 3 or 4. They all hit full TPs. Now we got price over here at the red flag. You can see where the manipulation is happening right here at the purple line. That's where you don't really want to trade at. Again, I'm looking for price to push above, continue climbing, or looking for it to come back down and drop further from here. Let's see, Sadie said 42 ATR. The ATR on my end is 31 right now, Sadie. I'm not sure if you're on a different asset. You might be on the wrong asset, not YM. Oh, gotcha. Okay, 5 minute. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes people are on like NQ or gold and it's like way different. So I just wanted to make sure you were on the actual asset. You're good. 5 minute. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah, I know. I was like, when you said that, I was like, it looks 30 to me, but it's all good. Happens. All right, guys. So again, I'm looking for price to push away from this area. I don't want to trade around this purple line. This purple line is considered a red flag for me. You guys can see how the manipulation is happening around this area. This is normal. It's nothing different. You can see how price got manipulated over here. See that purple line? This is the whole reason I created this indicator, so that you don't get caught in this manipulation. It's not meant for entries. It's meant to avoid entries. I mean, you can trade entries here, but for the most part, it's better to just avoid entries at those places because you'll likely get stopped out with a fake out here. Because price can really go in either direction, right? Price is going to keep messing around this area. It's either going to continue climbing up higher or it's going to reverse to the downside. Doesn't really matter to us which direction price goes. We just want to wait for that confirmation. Once the confirmation is confirmed, then we'll start looking for trades in that direction. But as of now, not taking any trades around this purple line right here. And just a heads up, guys, because so over the weekend, well, yesterday actually, or not yesterday, on Sunday, as you guys know, I passed 7 of my remaining 300K evals, and I forgot to cancel those accounts. So what happened was Apex renewed them, which is not a big deal. They renewed them at like 40 bucks each. So I paid about like 280 bucks for about 7 300K evals that I don't need. So what I did today is I traded pre-market when the volatility was high, and I'll just post my profits here so that you guys can see where I'm currently at across my accounts. So I just caught the move over here for 100 points. I'm up 17,000 across those accounts. I'm already maxed out on my PA, so I can't, like, I don't really need these accounts. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play around with those evals. If they pass, then fine. And then what I'll do next is I'll just take higher risk on 7 of my PA accounts right now. I'll get a payout over the next couple of weeks. And then once I'm done getting those payouts, I'll just swap them out with the other accounts. It kind of gives me a backdoor to take riskier trades or take higher risk on certain accounts because I already have 7 more evals basically lined up behind. So you can see over here, I made 17,000. I need 20,000 to pass them. So I'm just adding them to my copier, and then I'll let them just copy whatever trades I take. So yeah, just a heads up, because you guys are probably going to wonder where did those extra profits come from. It's because I forgot to cancel them. So yeah, if you guys pass your evals, make sure to cancel your other accounts that you've blown, or not blown, but aren't using anymore. Because Apex will continue charging you and they will not refund you if you get charged a renewal on those evals. The good thing with those evals is that they're only 40 bucks, so it didn't really cost very much. It's basically a $280 gamble to basically have some backup accounts. So yeah, we'll see. I've calculated the risk on that account, so I need basically 2 wins on those remaining accounts to have those done, and then from there I'll just increase my contract size on my already funded PA accounts. All right, so there's no entries here, guys. Still, it's currently at the session still. So just be careful there's a possible market flow entry here, but it's right at the session, so I'm not going to mess with it. It's currently active right now. It's probably going to push up to TP. There you go, full TP. If you guys caught that session, that market flow entry right there, this is one that I actually would have been okay taking, but I didn't really see that it was pushing to the pivots yet. So, I mean, it's all good, but this is one of the entries that would have been okay. I typically don't trade around the sessions, but because it was bouncing off the sessions and the pivot, this is actually, well, it would have been a pretty decent entry to take. But, I mean, it's all good. Look for the next entry here now as price continues to bounce around for the most part. All right, so we got price kind of just sitting up here. I'm gonna look for price to pull back for retracement, bounce off the pivot, and continue up higher from here. That's what I'll be looking for when taking the next market flow entry. So we're just gonna sit tight here, wait for this here to kind of push up. Let's take a look at retail sentiment real quick. Retail sentiment is currently 60% short. This indicates that 60% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. Looking over here at CNBC, no updates. Pretty much flat for the most part. We might get a market flow entry over here if price comes back down any further on the next candle. Not this one, but probably the next one. All right, so it looks like we'll continue to get a higher climb here. If price pushes up any higher, the target's going to be right here, the next sessions. Getting close to it. Yeah, so price climbs any higher, the next target's going to be the sessions right here. This is going to be the New York high from yesterday. So we got the New York high right there. We got the London high right here. And we have more liquidity sitting up here as well. So we got quite a bit of targets up here if price continues to climb up any higher. We got 36 seconds left on this candle. A little bit of increased volatility here. So we might get a market flow entry on the next candle. I'll be watching for it over here. I'll watch on my Ninja, be able to set up the pending order in case it comes up. So we need a bit of a sharp drop to the downside first. If it comes down and touches the pivot or gets really close to the pivot, then I'll start to, I'll put my pending order there. It's not there yet, but watching for it. All right, I'll put my pending order right there, just in case it comes back up.
Order filled.
So I'm in the position now. Not sure why it's not showing. Forgot to put it on another account. It's all good.
Order filled.
Fuck me. Put it on the wrong account. Damn. Okay, so damn it. Okay, my bad, guys. I put that. I was wondering why it wasn't working. It was because I was trading on the other accounts this morning and I forgot to switch it. But anyways, full TP on that one right there. It's all good. I fucked up. I was like, why is the trade not working? Okay, so let me reset this up. That was my stupid mistake. Okay, well, I made profit on the eval account that I was trading this morning, but not on the not on all my other accounts. So here, I'll just put this over here real quick. And that's what I hate when I trade on other accounts, not my main ones, because I always forget to switch them over. But it worked. Looks like a lot of you guys here caught it, so nice work, guys. Full TP right there. And again, price is pushing up to the next level as price climbs up higher from here. So I'll take another screenshot of my accounts. You'll see one of my accounts made profit, not any of my other accounts, because my copier was set up differently. And I just executed on the wrong account. I was wondering why it didn't show up. Okay, so the first target right there got hit. Actually, both of them got hit. So let me take the liquidity off. The sessions right there got hit. Those are the first two, the targets that I mentioned price would push up to. Price is currently up at that area now. So I'm gonna wait for this here to either continue up higher or come back down. But here are my profits on that trade. Unfortunately, I executed it on this account right here. So you can see it's at 19,000. I made about 2,000-3,000 on that trade. I was supposed to execute on my main account, my personal, but I forgot to change it. I gotta do a better job of that when I do trade. It's okay. It's a one-time thing because I'm not planning on buying any more evals. That was just an accidental renewal of my other 7 accounts. So it's not gonna be an issue in the future. It was just an accident on my end to change my executing account here. But yeah, that was a really nice win for you guys who caught it. So great work, guys. Catching that market flow entry right there. All right, if price climbs any higher from where it's currently at, we have liquidity sitting up here. And that's about it. We don't really have much up here. So it's going to go back into open space. Hey Cliff, how's it going? Gary's asking, aren't you using a trade copier? Yeah, I just said I had the wrong account execute the trade. The copier was on, but it executed it on the wrong account. It usually executes on my personal account, but because I was trading on my other accounts this morning, that's why I didn't copy over. Because you need to execute on your actual account if you're going to use the copier, whatever it said to. So yeah. But yeah, of course I'm using copier. That's how all these accounts are executing. I'm always using copier. All right, so I got to keep looking for the next opportunity here. I'm gonna wait for the price to push away from where it's currently at again. Where price is currently right now, it's above the sessions, but the pivots are down here. So I need price to kind of push up a little bit further, come down, and then shoot back up. That's kind of the pattern that I'm looking for right there. There's only one target here on the upside. So above, this is like the last target where price will push up to. Other than that, there's not really much else up here. Let me go in the higher time frames. Yeah, there's no other liquidity. There's liquidity, but it's super high up here. So it's not going to get hit by today. So once it gets above this area here, it's pretty much an open space. So it can pretty much climb as high as it wants to, or it might just come right back down for retracement. My guess is that it's going to do the opposite. I think it's going to keep climbing up higher. I don't really see any need for it to come back down any further right now. I mean, price is up 200 points right now. This is pretty much a correction from last week. If you guys remember last week, everyone was kind of freaking out, saying that the market was going to crash. That's why you don't listen to Instagram gurus talking about trading and finance when they know nothing about it. Because yesterday, everyone was, or not yesterday, but last week, a lot of people were concerned, right? Everyone kept asking me if I thought the market was going to crash. I said the market's going to do the opposite. It's actually not going to crash, and it's going to push up. And that's exactly what happened. So if you look over here, everyone was freaking out on Monday last week. They were like asking if this market was going to crash or whatever. It came down slightly for retracement. Now it's coming right back up. So we have a long way to go to reach back up to this all-time high. But that's pretty much where I see price going by the end of the year. Might not happen today, might not happen next week, but happen eventually. Let's see, question from Tara. Taryn's asking, hey, Sean, how do you mark up liquidity zones? So the way that I mark up liquidity zones is I go on the higher time frames. You probably later on today or any other day, you probably want to, or first, you probably want to get on these live sessions early enough because I mark up the liquidity zones every morning. If you want to review how I do it, like I do it every morning before we start the live. I do it pretty much on every live session. So you can just watch the initial open, or not the open, but when I first go live, and I mark it up individually. And I'll show you exactly what I do here. So basically I go on the daily and I go down to different time frames. I mark up any of these high lows that have not been tested. I use the high low indicator. I turn that on. And then I mark up pretty much all of the high lows that have not been tested. And then on the 1 minute over here, I also mark up the high lows or the higher highs and the lower lows. So basically, if this is a higher high right here that's untested, I mark that up as liquidity. Now you have a liquidity zone right here. And then same with the lower down here. You see how we have a lower low, it's untested. This is also a liquidity zone right there. So if you just want to practice, you want to see how I do it, because I do the same thing every day. You can review the previous live sessions. Otherwise, that's pretty much what I do. I go from the daily to the 8 hour to the 4 hour, and I go back down in halves. So daily 8 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 10 minute, and then down to the 1 minute. You don't have to go to all of those, but it's the more precise you are, the better, because then you'll have a bunch of zones to look out for. So looking at this right here, guys, we currently have a V1 CV pattern. So we have a V1 pattern right here. And it looks like Sadie over here caught the CV for 10 points. Nice work, Sadie, catching that right there for a quick profit. So this is a reversal pattern. This is a good sign because price came down. It provided a reversal pattern. This can indicate that price is likely to continue climbing up from where it's currently at. Yeah, no problem, Tara. It's very useful to identify targets because like now we know where price is likely to push to, right? Now that we have liquidity right here, we're like, okay, this is probably a target where price wants to push up to even further. So what I'm personally going to look for is I'm going to look for price to break out of this area, retrace, and continue up higher from there. as I look for market flow entries. There's a possible market flow entry setting up right here, but it's right at the sessions. Like I said before, guys, I don't trade at the sessions because this area is considered a red flag to me. You guys can see how a lot of manipulation happens around these sessions. It's the whole reason I created this indicator so that you guys don't get caught in these traps. And also today is Trap Tuesday. So another reason to be careful. All right, so now I am just waiting for next opportunity here. So it looks like we might get some consolidation here. As you guys can see, we're getting closer to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is when price volatility starts to die down. This is typically why I like to look for entries between 6:30 and 7. Between 6:30 and 7 over here, you guys can see all of the volatility push to the upside. You can see this push to the upside here. And then as we get closer to 7 o'clock, you start to see some consolidation. This is normal. It's nothing new. It's just, what we have to deal with a lot of times. The range is currently ranging between the 750 and the 700 mark. So let me just go over here real quick and I'll show you where I identify the current range. So the current range right now is between 750 and 7. So there goes a current consolidation range right here. So we'll see what happens here. If price ends up breaking below and comes back down for correction, or if price ends up sitting right here, fakes out, and comes back up for continuation. There's a lot of different scenarios here that can play out. I'll leave that as is. We'll come back and take a look a little later. But from my guess, I think price is going to keep consolidating within this area. You guys can see how price faked out right here, pulled back into the range. I expect a possible fake out down here as well, and a possible pullback into the range. That's one thing that can happen. This is typically what happens when you get closer to 7 o'clock. It ends up pulling down around this area, fakes out, pulls back into the range. Otherwise, the other scenario is price breaks below, retest, continues climbing down lower from here. So it's just a repeat process of like pretty much what happens every day for the most part. Doesn't really matter to us what happens here because we can still trade in either direction. So if price decides to climb lower from where it's currently at, we could look for some sells. Looking at this here, you can see price is pushing down. If it pushes down far enough, the first target price point is going to be opening price right here, the blue line. So that's going to be the first target if price does come down lower. That's going to be the first thing to look for. And then if price comes down lower from there, so say, for example, price breaks below the opening price, retest, and climbs down lower, the next target price point is going to be the session, or not the sessions, the liquidity down here. So just keep an eye out for that. Ideally, I would prefer more volatility. I actually don't want price to consolidate because there's no reason for it. So we'll kind of see where this goes. I mean, if this becomes the case and we're still sticking to our two pivot analysis from yesterday, then you can technically start looking for some sells here if price bounces back up. So here you go. We hit the first target, which is opening price right there for the sell to the downside. And then we'll see here if price decides to continue climbing down lower or if it swings back up. So look for two different scenarios here. Price is currently rejecting off the opening price right there, which is a blue line. I'm looking over here at the level 2. Level 2 is currently heavy on the sell side. So the sellers are still stacking. This might come up for a small retracement and then it might come right back down. But again, there's two different scenarios here that'll play out. Price is currently at opening price. So you can see either price bounce off this and continue back up, or you can see price break below and climb lower from here. So we have a reversal pattern right here, as you guys can see. If this candle closes green, there we go, perfect. We have a V1 variation reversal pattern right here. So with that reversal pattern, we might have a continuation back to the upside. So there's two different scenarios. This area is a big red flag area. We have the sessions, we have opening price. You don't want to trade within this middle area right here, but what you want to look for is you want to look for price to push up, or you want to look for price to push down. Yeah, so different scenarios here that can play through. I'm looking at the pivots as well. The pivots here are still bearish. So what you can look for here, if you're looking for a sell, look for price to push up, bounce off the pivot and come back down. A lot of different things here that can play through. All right, so we're just gonna wait. Just gonna wait here and see where this ends up going. So again, I'm just looking for price to break out of this area. I don't want to trade within this middle area right here. This is now the new consolidation zone. It's between the 650 and the 600 mark. So 650, 600. So you can see how price was consolidating around this area. Now it's consolidating down this area. This is normal for 7 o'clock. When the volatility dies down, this is typically what happens. It just ends up consolidating, breaks out, consolidates, breaks out, consolidates, breaks out. So right here, I'm waiting for price to break out of this area. It'll probably break out. If it breaks it out to the upside, then I'm expecting it to pull back into this consolidation zone right here. Thanks, Drew. Drew said ES and NQ are pushing back up. So if that's the case, then yeah, why I'm here will probably follow as well. Could see that. So if that's the case, then we might see price push back up to this area up here. Nothing right now, but you just gotta wait and see what happens. Let's take a look at the team profit so far. So here's Jonathan. He just left earlier. He took his liquidity push and left. So he locked in 525 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Jonathan. If you guys have more profits post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for some more entries here before we get to that point. I've only taken one trade today, which was the first initial entry. It was a win, so we're at a net win for the day. Again, right now, price is currently just consolidating around this area. It's now 7 o'clock, so the volatility here is probably just going to flatten out. So I'll hang out for a bit. You really just want price to break out of this area, guys. This area you definitely do not want to trade in. So I'll go back to our clean chart. You guys can see how the consolidation is happening down here. You don't want to trade within this consolidation zone. You want to wait for price to break out of the zone, either come up or the opposite, come down. All right, so it looks like we're just going to hang out for a bit and just wait for this here to actually break out of this area. Clean this up here, so your focus can stay down here. There's nothing going on here. All right, so price has broken outside of the consolidation zone. Look out for the fake out. So this here could easily fake out and then pull right back into the range. So look out for one of two things. Either look out for the continuation to the downside or look out for the fake out and swing back into the range right here. Personally, I don't care where price goes. I just want price to be away from this middle area right here. Because for one, there's too many red flags in this area. And then on top of that, it's consolidating. Let's see, Cliff is asking, sorry, off topic, if you have a limited company in UK, can you switch your name to it, to an Apex if you already have a PA account? I don't think so. You have to register as a your company before you switch it to PA. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. Well, I mean, I registered all of mine to my company before I even started. Like that was like my first thing I did. But I know people have asked that question in the past, and from what I've heard, you can't change it once it's a PA. You can change your previous, like if you have evals right now, you can change those to a company. But once they go into PA status, you can't switch them over to company. Those will just be your individual accounts. I know they don't really make it very clear. That's why I made sure when I first started with Apex to make sure everything was under the business versus personal. Yeah, I don't know if you've had a payout on that one before. I mean, you can try to switch it over. Maybe if you switch it over now, your future payouts will be addressed to your company name. But yeah, my like you'll see who, like if you have it under a business, whenever you get an eval or you get something that passes over or you get a payout or something like that, it's going to be addressed to your I don't know what's up with Discord today. It's super slow. I'll show you later. But yeah, it says my business name on the actual certificates and stuff like that. Yeah, so it'll say like your business name right there. So if you do it now, maybe it'll change like once you get your payouts. Because if you don't have your business, it'll just say your name there. But if you have your business, it'll say your business name on the certificates. Certificates for payouts, and then also certificates for eval passing as well. Yeah, you can try it out. I mean, there's just knowing Apex, I don't think they're like I think there's like a loophole around it. Or like if you register it after, your future payouts will probably because usually when you get a payout, like whenever I request a payout, it they only give you one certificate with the total. So it just might merge after. All right, so we have nothing going on here. Price is out of the consolidation zone, but it's just moving really slow. So don't think that because it's outside the zone like this, that it's done. This can easily fake out and it can easily just swing back up. We've seen this happen before so many times where it looks like it's done and it's pushing out further, but then it ends up just climbing right back to this area here. There's no bounds to whether it's really out or not. We also have high impact news right here. From this morning, this was a PPI news. Price was bouncing off that news price right there. It's pushing down. As I said earlier, guys, the first target if price does come this low is going to be the liquidity right here. And if it comes any lower, we have a sessions right here. And if it comes any lower, we have more liquidity sitting down here as well. So there's a bunch of targets down here. There you go, the first target. First target just got hit. Looks like obviously we're going to be looking for some sells here now, but we would need some sort of retracement. All right, so first target right there got hit for liquidity. This could be a possible fake out though. So for me personally, I probably wouldn't have taken this as a liquidity push. I would take it as a push to liquidity. We're going here to liquidity, but I wouldn't necessarily take it as an actual liquidity, like at the price point, because at this point, price is overextended a bit. You measure from this high right here down to this point, it's down about 126 points. So I'm still not convinced that, sellers are in control right now. Yeah, Sadie said he got in for 10 points. He got in early. Yeah, that's what I would have done too. I would have rode the push to liquidity, but I wouldn't take it as actual liquidity. Main reason for that is because if you look over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 62% or 63% short. This shows that a lot of retail traders are all banking on sells right now. You typically don't want to bank with the retail traders. I would do the opposite, of course. But there's not really much here to work with. There's no V1 variation patterns or anything like that. We'll see if price comes back down. So what I'll be looking for here is a possible market flow entry. I'll look for price to swing up and then possibly come back down. This high impact news event right here is a red flag as well. This is another reason why I wouldn't really mess with any entries down here. Well, at least not the liquidity. But I mean, we'll see how this volatility here pushes through. These are always tricky because if you're looking at entries at this point, I mean, this can really go in either direction. Like this can be easy correction back to the upside, which ideally is what I'm looking for here. So we'll see what happens here. There's a possible market flow right here. If you guys want to take it, I'll just leave it right here. I don't think it's going to fill, but I'll just leave it here just in case it does. The reason why I don't think it's going to come down here is because this is a red flag. See the high impact news? This is where price faked out. And it looks like it's going to push right back into the range right here. So like I said earlier, guys, there's no balance to how far price can push out before it fakes out and comes right back up. You can see here price fake out at this lower end. And it's pushing right back into the consolidation zone up there. So this market flow never filled. There's no entry there. What I'm going to look for here is if price stays below this area, then I think there's going to be a new consolidation zone down here. So it's probably going to consolidate between the 500 and the 550. Or actually, no, it's not really a clean zone right there. All right. So if price stays below this area right here, I will be looking for a possible market flow, possibly on the next candle. I need this to stay below though. It can't be too close to where it's currently at. Ideally, I'd like to see this this push down a bit further. Okay, perfect. So if this swings up right here, I'll look for a possible market flow entry. So it looks like the new consolidation zone is going to be down here. Let's see, so no swing to the upside yet. No, I don't think there's going to be a market flow here. Not quite. Yeah, we've got 20 seconds left on here. There's not enough time for it to swing up and come back down. So no market flow there yet. Possibly on the next candle. This is also a CB entry, as Sadie just mentioned. Nice work, CB. So there's actually, yeah, there's a reversal pattern right there for a CB entry. Now that you've mentioned it. Possible market flow here again. But I don't think this is going to swing up. We got 30 seconds left on this candle. Yeah, that was a good CB right there, Sadie. Sadie said, I've been practicing summer market. Yeah, it's perfect time to be applying this strategy. There's a CB entry right here, a high with a green candle, followed by a smaller red candle. And that CB entry right there went straight to TP. Like no drawdown at all. Nice work on that, Sadie. There is, let's see if this retraces up any further. Possible market flow on the next one. Not quite. It's going to have to push up a bit. Let's See, I'll put my pending order right there, see if it fills. All right, so I'm in the position right here. Market flow. There's a pending buy signal, so it's kind of tricky. Volatility is a little low. The entry is actually not exactly where I would have wanted it to be. I might get stopped out on this one. Yeah, I got stopped out. It's okay. Small loss, $500. I'll look for the next one here. It's because the volatility is not really high enough where I can really like trigger it and come back down. It's the same situation that we had yesterday with the lower volatility. Price was kind of consolidating around this area. I was hoping it'd bounce off there and just come right back down, but it's all good if it doesn't. So I'll look for this to swing back up from where it's currently at, and we'll look for some possible entries here for a buy. I think a buy would be ideally where I don't want it to go anyways. So we're gonna have to stick to our analysis from yesterday. So typically we try to look for the overall trend, but because of the lower volatility here, it's past 7 o'clock. We're gonna have to look for we're just gonna look at the pivots 1 and 2 instead versus the overall trend. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, this is a tough thing about the lower volatility markets is because like you'll get like some small candles and then all of a sudden you get like a really big one. And that's kind of what happened here with us. Like we got caught with this big one, ends up stopping you out, and then it just ends up going slow again. So generally you don't want price to just continue moving, like a continuous flow of market. That's why we call it market flow, because you want price to be flowing. You want price to climb up, continue climbing, or you want price to come down, continue climbing. But because the volatility is so low, you end up getting a sideways movement here. See, Cliff's asking how they paid you guys fast. I mean, define fast, right? They pay on schedule, so there's not really a fast payout. You request a payout, they pay you out on the 15th and at the end of the month. So it's not a fast payout, but it's on schedule. You get paid out pretty much same time every month. It's not like you request a payout and you're paid out already. It doesn't work like that. Because they're regulated here in the US, so it's different. It's not like any of those other funding companies that kind of make up their own rules and stuff with payouts. Because payouts are like when you trade with Apex, they actually give you tax forms and stuff. Like everything's kind of documented and they give you tax forms. It's not like where you kind of just do your own, where you classify everything yourself. Like when I was trading with FTMO, they never gave you any tax documents, so you kind of had to do it yourself, which was a little tricky because they don't just give you the numbers and stuff like that. They actually don't give you anything. You just have to remember how much profit you got paid out, or look at your bank statements and then do it yourself. All right, so price is still climbing down lower. So it looks like the entry that we had earlier, it looks like it would have played out. I mean, unfortunately, if we didn't get caught in a spike up right here, but it's all good. I'll continue looking for some entries here. If I have to keep looking for some sells, that's fine. Let's see, there might be another possible opportunity here for a sell. All right, I'll put my, it was too close.
Order submitted.
Damn it. I missed it. Fuck me. So I was trying to put the order right there. I didn't push up high enough. Again, this would have been a full TP. You guys heard my thing. It said order submitted, but it actually got canceled. So it's all good. So I mean, it looks like we're still going to be looking for some sells here. I was waiting for price to swing back up, but it's not looking like it's going to swing up. We just got caught in the spike right here on that first candle. This is typically what happens, or what's been happening lately. It's kind of annoying, but it's all part of the game. So price still hasn't came down. It's going to come back and retest the liquidity down here. If price continues to climb lower, that's completely fine. Let's keep looking for our next opportunity here. So there may be a possible entry here for a market flow if it swings up and swings back down. I'm not really expecting it to happen here because the volatility is a little low. But if it does happen, I will be looking out for a possible entry here. Nope, no swing to the upside. Nice, Kevin got in on the candle before, solid. Yeah, I was thinking about getting in on that candle before too, Kevin, but I was just kind of waiting for it to swing back up, which it didn't, of course. So we have price climbing back lower right here. It's retesting the liquidity. Clean that up now that price has finally come back down. That was another reason why I was okay with the sell earlier. So the sell that we looked at earlier over here, I was expecting price to come down and retest liquidity. The only problem is that I got in a little too early, so I got screwed on this push to the upside, fake out, and then come right back down. Today is Trap Tuesday though, so I mean, it's no surprise that we got caught in that or that I got caught in that. It's typical for a Trap Tuesday. So we got price over here now currently sitting below. There's no entry here for any market flow. We need price to retrace up pretty hard, come back down. If that happens, and I'm looking for targets to get hit down here, which is going to be the Asia low. This is the next target for us to aim for. The Asia low and the liquidity down below here. It's just the volatility here is very slow, just like we discussed. So I'm just going to wait here a little bit. Yeah, and you can see the volatility here starting to die out. This is typical. Possible market flow entry again right here. I'll see if it pushes up high enough. If it does, I'll put a pending order there. If it swings down, I'll be ready to take it. So let's see, we got 38 seconds left here. I'll put my pending order there, just wait.
Order submitted.
This is probably not going to get filled. We got 20 seconds left on the candle. I'll be watching to cancel my order in case it doesn't get filled. We got 10 seconds left. Might get filled actually. 2 seconds left. I'm going to cancel it. No order. So no fill right there.
Order canceled.
Look at this next candle here. The volatility is just too low. Again, there's not enough volatility for it to get filled or to actually swing up and come back down. I'll look for this next candle here. There's possibly going to be entry here. Let's see at the 26 mark. I'll let it push up a little more. It's too close.
Order submitted.
All right, let me cancel this again. All my orders got. All right, so let's see. We got some volatility here. It's not going to fill, of course. We got 15 seconds. Yeah, Sadie said it's trapping up and down. Not going to mess with any entries here. I'm looking for it to come back down a little lower and then retest it again. So I just got to focus and pay attention to like the price action here because like I said, you have like a couple small candles here and then you have like one big candle that kind of just like messes up the flow of market. We're looking for a flow here. We're looking for price to flow up, flow down, flow up, flow down, etc. Right here, that's not really happening. Price is kind of spiking back and forth. You'll see price come down a little bit, spike up, come back down for the correction, climb up a little bit right here, huge spike, and then possibly drop back down right here. So let's continue to look for the next opportunity here. You can see how prices, this is going to be a V1 variation pattern and possibly a CV pattern too. So if this here closes red, this is going to be a V1 variation pattern, which is going to be a reversal pattern, of course. It's not going to happen, it looks like. Yeah, it's not. So no V1 pattern there. This could be a possible CV though, if it closes as a small red candle. If not, we might get a reversal, which I'm fine with. Personally, I'd rather take buys here anyways, or I'd rather have price swing back to the upside. And that's what I'll be looking for here. Okay, we got the pivots over here starting to shift. If that becomes the case and the green pivot shifts above, we might start looking for some buys here. Just like what happened yesterday, it's the same situation. This is exactly what happened yesterday, actually. We took a sell initially, took a loss, and then we switched over to buys, and then it just started climbing from there. So it might happen on this next candle here. That's what it's looking like. All right, we got 5 seconds left on this candle here. Looks like we might be, not yet. So the pivots over here haven't shifted yet. So we're not really looking for buys yet until price actually confirms. Looks like it might just consolidate here sideways for a bit, like I just said, because of the low volatility. So I guess we're just gonna sit tight here for the next. It'll probably stay flat for like the next 5-10 minutes, and then eventually it'll pick back up. Like I said earlier, there's going to be a couple small candles, and then all of a sudden it'll just start to push up even higher. Looks like the gap in between is about like 4 candles or so. 1, 2, 3, about 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, push. 1, 2, 3, push. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 3 or 4 candles. Look for like 3 or small candles to kind of just go sideways, and then look for the bigger candle to come up. Looks like we had about 3 small candles right here. So there's probably gonna be a bigger candle coming up, whether it pushes up or whether it pushes down. All right, we might have entry here for a possible market flow for a buy, guys. Be watching for it. The pivots here are starting to shift a little bit. So if this comes down any heavier and then comes right back up, there could be a possible market flow entry here. You just got to pay attention because they happen so quickly. So again, right here, I'm looking for this to come down a little sharper. We have about 30 seconds left on this candle, so it's probably not going to happen on this specific one. Might happen on the next one. Yeah, I'm not expecting it to happen on this one here. It's volatility is not really there. We got 10 seconds left on this candle. I'll look for the next one. You guys just got to pay attention because this candle might happen very quickly. I'm going to be focusing on my Ninja Trader over here to possibly get into it if it does swing down and then swing right back up. All right, so we got it right here. We have volatility on this candle, but it did not swing down. So we didn't have that market flow set up, at least not yet. All right, I'll put my pending order right here in case it comes back up.
Order submitted.
So I got my pending order just waiting right there in case it swings back up. We have 27 seconds left on this candle, so I'll cancel it if it doesn't fill. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. And it's not going to fill. I'm canceling it. We'll look for the next one here.
Order canceled.
Looking for the same thing here. Got to see it come down a little bit. It's too late. It's probably going to happen on the next one. I don't know if anybody got into that one right there. That thing happens too quickly. But that was the setup that I was looking for. You got to be really quick with this, and I just wasn't quick enough again on that one. I had it ready. I just didn't set the order. Yeah, I just missed it. That was literally what I was looking for. My Ninja Trader was like set up too. All right, I'll wait for the next one. But the reversal is coming here, so price is obviously looking like it's going to push up. I'm just looking for the bounces off the pivot one over here, not really off the other pivots. You can technically take another market flow right here if you guys are looking to take it off the level 4. But because of the low volatility, I'm going to stick to pivots 1 and 2 down here. That would have been a good entry. Would have brought me back to profit on the other accounts. It's all good though. Nice. Yeah. CJ also mentioned that it was a high-low double scalp as well. Did you were you able to get out of those trades, CJ, on that account? I'm surprised it happened to you. It's never happened to me before. There's typically a way for me to close out of it. Or it was usually just a pending order. I never got trapped in a position like that where I couldn't get out of it. All right, so we're currently at break even for the day, guys. We had one win earlier this morning. We had one loss right here. I'm gonna mark this loss up real quick. Yeah, we had one win and one loss for the day. So we're at break even overall for the day currently. Seven, 12. All right, I'm gonna be looking for the next market flow entry over here. Probably not on this candle here, but actually it could happen on this one right here too. On my pending order right there, just in case. Got 20 seconds left on this candle.
Order submitted.
It filled it, but it didn't give it exactly the
Order
best
filled.
entry price. Volatility is still pretty slow right now. Might get stopped out on this one right here. I got stopped out. It's all good. So we're currently at a negative
Self-filled.
one loss for the day. Not horrible. See, so this is what I don't like about these low volatile markets. This is you have like all these super small candles right here, and then all of a sudden you get this huge candle that comes out of nowhere to just wipe you out. I think I'm gonna sit out for the rest of the day, guys. I don't like the market today. I mean, obviously it's Trap Tuesday, so this was expected. But yeah, this is a huge candle right here. These candles were going super small, and all of a sudden this huge candle comes out of nowhere to just pretty much wipe everything out. So let me just get an update. Let me post this real quick. So for the day, we have one win and two losses. So just one net loss for the day, not horrible. But I mean, I think this is kind of giving me a hint that probably should sit out the rest of this session on my accounts. Yeah, Drew said that's what I was scared of. Yeah, I had a feeling this was going to happen, but I had to give it a shot anyways. Anyways, if you guys want to keep looking for some market flow entries, there is a possible market flow entry that is coming up right here for a sell. So we're still up pretty much for the week. We're just down on this right here. So this entry came up at 6:30 or 7:30 actually. Yeah, I had a feeling a big spike like that was going to happen. I was hoping to be in our direction, but it's all good. So for today, we have 2 losses, 1 win. For this week so far, we currently have, let's see. So this week started on 12th, right? Yesterday. We're currently 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. So we have 4 wins for the week and 1, 2, 3, 3 losses for the week. So 4 wins, 3 losses. We're currently up at 1 net win for the week so far. And I mean, that's pretty much it for right now. So I'm okay with those. I'm okay with where my accounts are currently sitting right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll keep looking for some entries here, but I'm going to be done trading on my own accounts. I don't want to trade on tilt today, of course. I've only lost like $1,000, I think. So 1,000 or not 1,000. We only have one net loss for the day. So 500 loss for the day. I just don't want to keep making. I don't want to make any mistakes by continuing to trade and try to revenge trade my way back into profit. I'd rather just take today as is and then move on till tomorrow. So today was a negative net win or negative loss for the day. Just one loss. So 500 times 20. Yeah, not too bad. 10,000 across all the accounts. And the thing is, the problem is my first account didn't here, I'll just take a screenshot of it. The first trade that we took today, my account didn't copy on it. It only took it on the one account. So my accounts are looking a little red right now because I only took the losses on that account. The first trade we took, it didn't copy on my copier, so it only took it on one account. So here are my accounts so far. Just want to be transparent with you guys. This is all part of the, it's all part of the game, guys. Sometimes you're gonna have red days, and when you have red days, you got to understand like when it's time to stop. So here are my accounts so far. The first trade I took was that one over here is just on this account, but the other accounts over here only caught the losses for the day, unfortunately. So yeah, we took 3 trades today. So you can see over here, this is where I was at 19,000. That was the first trade we took. Unfortunately, it only took it on one account. And then for the copier accounts, we took the 2 losses over here. Slight loss, so not too bad. Yeah, exactly. Sadie said this red candle was just manipulation. Yeah, that's literally what happened right there. And that's typically what happens on Trap Tuesday. It's pretty normal. So that's why for me, I don't want to get caught in this manipulation again. So I'm gonna call it as is. It's Trap Tuesday, and I'm just gonna wrap it up. So there's another market flow entry here that's currently running, guys. I don't know if anybody decided to take that one. Came up, shot back down. I'm not in this. I'm just gonna follow it. I'm gonna see how it goes. If this doesn't play through, it was a good call that I just wrapped it up for the day. But we'll follow it through. I don't think anybody here caught it because it happened as soon as it happened kind of late. If you guys want to put in a pending order now, you technically can. I don't really recommend it. You guys can see all the traps being set up for the day. It is Trap Tuesday, so I would just watch it. And that's what I'm doing now. So see where this goes. And good thing that I didn't take the trade because you guys can see all these traps right here. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow fresh and then just bounce back. We're currently at 1 net win for the week, so it's not necessarily a bad week so far. It was just the first trade from today. I wasn't able to copy it across all my accounts, so it only reflects on one account rather than all of them. Let's see. For tomorrow, we have some more high impact news, guys. We have CPI news. So just keep that in mind, guys. We have CPI tomorrow, Wednesday. Pretty crazy pushes tomorrow. We have news pretty much every day for the rest of the week. So on Wednesday, we have PPI, we have CPI. Today, we had PPI, Producer Price Index. Tomorrow, we have CPI, Consumer Price Index. On Thursday, we have retail sales. And then on Friday, we have building permits. So we got a lot of news coming up. There's going to be some volatility. It's going to be a lot smoother than today, though, for sure. So let me just clean this up a little bit. I'll just kind of show you guys what price is ranging from right now. Price is ranging between the 600 and the 500. So I mean, it's a bigger range. It's a 100-point range. But realistically, it's still just ranging within this area. So, all right, Joe, we'll see you back here tomorrow. And Kevin, have a good day to you as well. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:31 or 7:37 right now. We have about 20 minutes till 8. If you guys want me to stay on and continue looking for entries, I'll stay on for you guys. But looking at this here, I would prefer that you guys don't trade today because you guys can see how many traps are being set up. The range is happening between these two price points, 600 and 500. I already called it a day on my accounts because I already know I'm gonna get caught in some traps. The last thing you want to do is revenge trade or overtrade your way into a deep hole, right? So we got some profits over here. We had Johnny. Johnny locked in 1,025 on his first account, 1,075 on his second, 3,425 on his third, 3,400 on his fourth. So a total profit of about 8,000 for the day. I swear, Johnny, all wins. We have Kevin here. Kevin killed it. So Kevin locked in 497 on his first account, 284 on his second, and 71 on his third account for a total profit of 1,943 for the day. Nice work, Kevin. But yeah, guys, if you guys made profit today, great. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. Today's Trap Tuesday, so you might have gotten caught in these traps with me. You might have not. The thing that I've seen hitting a lot lately, guys, has been the liquidity. So if you guys want to look at liquidity for the rest of this week, feel free to look at liquidity because that's been hitting pretty much. I mean, it's been pretty consistent from what I've seen. A lot of people here have been making a ton of profit off of liquidity. Just be careful what liquidity you're taking because some of them are going to be fake outs, of course, when they're around red flags. But for example, today we had about like 6 levels of liquidity above, right? They all got hit for full TP with like literally no drawdown. The one down here got faked out. The first one got faked out. Then it came back for the retest, and that's where it would have blasted right through. So just kind of depends on on what you guys are looking for. But I'm gonna tell you guys what seems like it's working this week and what's not. CB entries look like they're working well. B1 variation entries look like they're working well. And liquidity is looking like it's working well. Market flow is also working well. It just depends on the market. Like, for example, today's not a good day because of Trap Tuesday, of course. But yesterday it worked out perfectly fine. Like yesterday we took 4 trades. We had 3 wins and 1 loss yesterday. So market flow is working fine. It's just today's, the market's all choppy. You get a lot of manipulation from the fake outs. But the market flow is working pretty smooth. So I'll continue to apply market flow, of course. That's my goal. And that's kind of what my trading plan is for the remainder of the period. Let's see. CJ said not on that account, lost that PA account. Tradeovate said that the buttons were disabled, but not by them. That's crazy. So what typically happens, CJ, when that happens is, and I'm not sure what account you were trading or like what was going on with it, but the only time the buttons get locked like that is if you violated the trailing stop. I don't know like what trade you were taking or like what it was, but the only time I've seen that happen, like even to myself, is when you hit the trailing stop. Because once you hit the trailing stop, your trade can still be running, but your account will be locked. So you can't buy or sell any entries. So I don't know if that might have been the case if you were close to your trailing stop, but that's the only time I've seen that happen. Because that happened with me with my 150K account. I was kind of like YOLOing it. I was like, whatever, there's like $500 on this account. So I took a trade. And the trade just kept running, but I didn't realize that I triggered my trailing stop. So I don't know if that happened with you, CJ, if the trailing stop was close, but I've witnessed that happen to myself before. Like I've experienced it. It usually happens if your trailing stop gets, and this only happens on the PA accounts. The reason for that is because they're usually copying the PA accounts. So if they're copying the account, they just lock it out, and then what happens is they like shut off their copier, and then that's usually what happens because it shuts off their copier, and then it kind of glitches the main account that's actually trading, and that's when they gets stuck, but their copier accounts get taken off. So I don't know what happened to you, CJ, but Gotcha. Yeah, CJ said my trailing stop wasn't enabled. It hit TP first, but never filled. It filled on the other accounts. So I know before in the past, guys, I told you guys that I wasn't using the ATM stop feature. I'm actually using it now for that specific reason that CJ mentioned. So like the ATM copy feature, I actually turn that on now because I don't want to get stuck in the position like CJ did. So now I just have that on. So even if it doesn't close out with your main account, if it hits your TP on that account, it's going to close out. Because what happens if you use the ATM copy is that your TP stop loss will actually be copied to the copier accounts. So whether your account glitches out and it's not able to follow the follower, it'll still close out because it has its own TP stop loss set up. So if you guys want to use that, I'm using it now. I know initially I didn't use it, but typically that's what I'm doing. I just want to be safer now because I have so many accounts that I'm trading. Let's see. CJ said trailing stop wasn't or didn't realize it until he came back to his computer and saw the account still running. Yeah, I think what might have happened, CJ, and so I think what happened was it probably hit your TP, but it didn't close out. And then what happened was after that, that's when it hit your trailing stop. Because you know how price kind of, I think it reversed yesterday after that entry. So I think what happened with your account was that you hit your TP, and then after you hit your TP, it didn't close, and then it ended up reversing. So when it reversed, it ended up hitting your trailing stop, and that's when it locked you out. So I mean, that's the only logical thing that I can think of, because that's what happened to me when I had my PA account with the 150s. But I mean, it sucks. It's all good. You'll make it back, bro. You know, just see it as a as a miscellaneous cost of trading. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap this up, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So if you guys have any questions,